Hey everyone, it's Arnold Chin from Fritz Chin FFL out of Stockton, California. Wanted to introduce you to the Breda B12i competition shotgun from Breda, USA. Coming off the heels of the 2018 SHOT Show, we signed on as one of their dealers for Northern California. I believe we're one of 2 dealers. So if you're looking to get one of these, give us a shout out. Our information is below and also our website. So let's get right to it. First impressions with this. Out of the box, this is extremely lightweight. I took it apart, weighs in at 6 pounds, 14 ounces, thereabouts, give or take an ounce, but it's very well balanced, very well lightweight, and very well put together. Some of the other things I've noticed too is on the handguard, for example, the handguard, you turn that thing, there is no play. You get a little bit of play on the M2, but this one, there's no play on it because there's 2 tabs that actually lock into the receiver on both sides, and the material they use for the foregrip and for the stock, it's some type of a rubberized material, so if you're in the rain or your hands start to sweat, the surface starts to get a little tacky, so it's not as slippery. Really, really great shotgun. This one comes in a 24-inch barrel length and has a length of pull on the stock of 13.5, I think about 13.5 or 13 and a quarter inches, same as a Benelli M2. The stock is not a Comfort Tech stock, but it sure looks close, and it comes with a nice, it's about a 1/2 to 3/4 inch soft rubber butt pad on the stock itself. Now some people might call this, it's an M2 clone. Well, Breda as a company used to manufacture for Benelli. That's a really interesting fact. Even more interesting is back during the, I think it's World War I or World War II, Breda and Fiat manufactured anti-aircraft guns. So their pedigree in firearms goes back quite a ways, even in history. So some of the features on this as to why it's so great for 3-gun, I'm going to show you. Number 1, oversized charging handle. That is great. If you need to grab that thing in a hurry, it's right there. So, oversized charging handle. You have an oversized bolt release. These are standard things on a Breda that you would otherwise have to go out and buy as aftermarket accessories and install in your shotgun. The port cut. Now this is a big feature right here. Some of the newer competition shotguns on the market are starting to cut their ports, but I have never seen one with as aggressive as a cut as you see on a Breda. Now you'll notice this side, the strong side, has a deeper cut, whereas the weak side doesn't have as deep of a cut. Remember, there's a roll pin right there, so you really can't cut into that or you might damage your shotgun. The serial number itself is out of the way, so you don't need to worry about cutting into the serial number when you're doing any type of a port cut. I would recommend having any additional work done, do it professionally, don't mess with this, okay? A trigger. This is really cool. So the trigger has very little creep. It's a little, I would say it's probably about maybe 4 or 5 pounds, but really smooth, especially for out of the box. So kudos to Breda on doing that. Some other things, on the top of the receiver, there we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pre-tapped holes at the top of the receiver. Now why is that? Well, of course, if you're shooting 3-gun, anyone's shot like, say, hard as hell, and you're taking a shot in that multi-gun match out to 100 yards with a slug, it's really helpful to have a small rifle sight on the top of your shotgun. So this is already pre-tapped, and you can put whatever you want on there, including a red dot. Really great thinking, really just kind of getting ahead of the game, so you don't need to do it later on. On the front, we don't have a metal bead. The front has, it's about a 1/2 inch fiber optic sight, red. And also, the shotgun comes with 5 different chokes and a choke wrench. So you really don't need to go out and buy extra chokes unless you want something like an extended choke to make it a little easier to put on and take off. Some of the observations. We did take this out to the range. We did shoot it. And I'll be real honest. When we first took it out and we shot it, some of my friends that were there, we were at a match, and this thing kicked like a mule. Even some of the bigger guys that are shooting Stoker M3Ks, 3 dram, 1.125 shells, they're commenting on how strong that recoil is. That was fixed really quick. The barrel, we found out we ended up getting a hunting barrel on our B12i, just by mistake, honest mistake, and Breda USA was quick to send me a replacement barrel. Their competition barrel, it is phenomenal. It was a night and day difference, so we took it out today to the range. We shot it 2 dram, or 2 3/4 dram, 3 dram, 3 1/4 dram, and the recoil is very, very manageable. A huge difference. Going on the recoil train here, inside the stock is where the recoil spring is. I would probably replace that with a low power recoil spring, so that way it'll mitigate a little more of that recoil and make for a little faster follow-up shot, a little more controllable. But this is a very, very easy to shoot shotgun. Some changes I made, obviously, we put in an Extreme +8 extension tube. This is from TACCOM. And also put in another spring, a longer spring. On the inside of the shotgun, I changed out the follower. So I'm using a low drag follower compared to what came with it, which is, it looks like it's low drag, it really isn't. This actually catches on the inside and it is slathered in oil. So, what does it cost? This thing costs $12.99, $1,299 MSRP, and that is the minimum advertised price. So wherever you go, where you happen to find one, you're not going to see very much of a difference in price unless they're running some type of a special arrangement. So if you're interested in getting one, contact us. Some of the other observations about this that you should be aware of is on the loading port. I've noticed over here where the follower is, there's not much of a relief cut just to the forward of where the follower is. Now let me show you the difference of what I'm talking about. Okay, I'll put this one down here. This is my wife's Benelli, all done up by Terran Tactical. If you can see, look at that relief cut where the follower is. So we're probably going to send this off to a gunsmith and get this cut made so we have a little more of a relief cut in there. The other thing that we noticed when we were doing some of our drills, just with quad loading and dual loading, strong-handed, weak hand, the port cut's really nice, but the shell catch on here is really, really tight. So that probably needs to be tuned up a little bit. Again, I'm not really handy with the Dremel, so I'm going to have a licensed gunsmith do that for me, and that way I don't have to worry about messing up this really fine shotgun. Now, talking about gunsmiths, where would you send this? I know everyone has their opinions, and then TTI does a great job, Triangle does a great job, and so on, but these will go to Roth Concept Innovations, RCI by xrail.com. Those of you who are familiar with Mark Roth, he's a phenomenal shooter, and he does excellent work on shotguns, Benellis, and now Bredas. Why is this important? Because when he does the work on a Breda B12i, he does not void the warranty. So he already has a package set up on his website. You can send in your receiver, probably the entire shotgun, and have them do the work on it. I've already had them do some other work for me, and they did it pretty good. And thank you, Jay Carrillo and Josh Tarrant, for being good ambassadors. And Jay, thank you for the referral for using them. So anyways, if you have any questions on the Breda B12i, check out their website. It's Breda, BREDA-USA.com. Check out their whole lineup of shotguns, hunting shotguns, sporting clays, and of course the B12i for competition. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.